Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and yesterday I briefly mentioned Courtney Love's involvement in this whole Jeffrey Epstein scandal. I didn't pull up the article, I didn't think it was that much importance because of the way the media was presenting it. Now, for those that don't know, Courtney Love was indeed in Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book, as many people were. I was not sure, and I still am not sure, how far this connection goes. But what I do want to talk about is her highly deceptive nature. Now, if you see the bearded gentleman behind me, that actually comes from a photograph of Courtney's father with Courtney Love. He's an author. You can go to his website. I'm probably going to show it briefly where he gives his bio. Interesting background, mostly medieval history. He also wrote about the Grateful Dead, who he managed for some time. So his connections are interesting. His name is Hank Harrison, and we're definitely going to get to him in a moment. Those familiar with Courtney Love and the quote-unquote conspiracy theories surrounding the death of her husband and her possible involvement are also going to be familiar with at least a couple of films. Number one, Kurt and Courtney, which was by this British filmmaker, highly criticized. I watched it. I thought it was interesting, gave some interesting takes. There's no doubt that Courtney Love is an alpha, and she's a cunning psychopathic liar, okay? Whether you think that she's involved in anything nefarious in regards to the death of Kurt Cobain or not. That was proven to me in Soaked in Bleach, which is kind of a follow-up film, not the same people that did it, but it really gets into a private investigator that she hires. And I encourage everybody to watch it just for that alone. The tapes they play and how deceptive and how readily able to be deceptive about very serious issues that she is and manipulative should cause alarm. And obviously, she didn't really come into fame until post Kurt's death with her band Hole. Like, Hole was around, sure, but it was not getting the media attention it eventually got. And for those that don't know, her big album, I think it was called Celebrity Skin, was really ghost-written by Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, who she had a relationship with even before that and at the time. So now, how does any of this involve Jeffrey Epstein? Well, let's start with the news that was breaking a couple days ago now from The Sun, right? And I always go to the Daily Mail because they have the best pictures and really a good wrap-up of this. So the headlines were that Courtney Love had been introduced to Prince Andrew via Jeffrey Epstein. Remember, she's in that Little Black Book. And it's a tabloid conversation. Excuse me. Aside from the picture you saw on the front there, there's this picture of them taken supposedly at a November 2000 premiere. Okay? And apparently, Epstein had introduced the two together. Now, according to a friend, I think it's an unnamed friend, basically says that he came over at 1 a.m, et cetera, was, trying to hook up with her, right? That was the basis of that conversation. And by the way, this is the father, but we're going to get to him in a minute. So now Courtney Love's denying this via Instagram. Again, I don't trust her. I'm not saying we should trust her. I'm not sure we should trust her father either, because we're going to get into some pretty nitty-gritty stuff here. But she says, no, that's not what happened. I think it was in 2001. And here's the conversation they said they have. Here's the big picture, right? And, there's talks of, she alluded to this in her diary book, Dirty Blonde, okay? But he says he was nothing but a gentleman, and he was charming, and I don't know him. See this? He was polite, he complimented me on tea making, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So now, let's delve in to her father here. And that's Courtney Love before all the surgery. Wait, she's 55 now. That's probably when she's in her early 20s. Okay? They're estranged for sure. He thinks that she is absolutely 100% involved in the death of Kurt Cobain. 100%. And again, you've got to admit, once you see these other two documentaries, at least a decently compelling case can be made for that. And there's no doubt that she's a liar. and a sociopath. Zero doubt of that. So I'm just going to put this out here. I'd appreciate if anybody could follow up with this, by the way. Someone tweeted this out to me. Looks like a Facebook post, okay? And, I was looking for him on Facebook. Now that I see the little profile picture, I wonder if I can just pull it up. See, that's the thing. I wasn't able to find that little profile skin in a Facebook search. Let's bring that over here. I'm looking for Hank Harrison, but you see the little post. So this is still unverified to me, but it's certainly, since we're talking about it, I certainly think it's a interesting thing. If anybody can send me the actual link to what I'm going to show you right here, I would appreciate it. And maybe this is in an Instagram post, and that's why I can't find it, because I'm not an Instagram guy. Oh, this is a tough one, guys. If there's any relevance to this, it should be headlines, but no one's going to want to talk about it. Since my daughter was in Epstein's Black Book in 2003, and since she bragged to me about how she was procuring victims for him, I think I have a right to speak with some authority here. Now think about that. We all know that Epstein did use the females in his life to procure young victims. And she's in the Black Book. She has access all over the place to teenage girls, wayward teenage girls at these rock concerts, at these smaller venues in that industry. And then he says the crimes are 10 times worse and 100 times more numerous and more degenerate than you can imagine. The New Mexico Zorro Ranch is bad. But when victims were worn out, they would simply be taken to the desert and buried or taken to sea, weighted down and dumped overboard. The ones who survived are lucky to be alive. We are talking multiple slave murders here. Clinton did not procure slaves. Trump did. Google me before you reject this comment. And I know that last line is going to put a lot of people off. The Clinton did not procure slaves. Trump did. I don't know what this guy's politics are. I'm not saying I trust him. I am saying it's an interesting take, since we know of the dozens of victims that have come forward. And we know that most people do not want this type of thing to be revealed. So, folks, it's up to you. If somebody wants to send me the actual hyperlink to that, and if there's any more to it, I would be interested. If you're interested in Hank Harrison, again, it looks like a very late 90s, early 2000s website. But, I checked in, and, a lot of this stuff, obviously a lot of this stuff is involved with Kurt and Courtney over the years. But, he is an author many times over, okay? So, he's a published author. You can check him out. I think Kurt and Courtney and Soaked in Bleach are interesting watches, to say the least. People need to check them out as well. And here's the thing. When you have stories like this, Jeffrey Epstein victim tried to swim across shark-infested waters to escape Pedo Island. This is the Sarah Ronsom story. And we read some of this the other day. I had been bleeped 3 times that day. A shark would have been my best friend at that point. I didn't even think about it. It was just, get me away. And you know what? I'm going to pull up that Telegraph article because it's not getting enough attention. This is her first interview since this thing is broken out. We've went through some of the documents that have been unsealed out of that 2,000 plus pages, and you have that one Jeffrey Epstein vault that had been opened. You could see her name. You could see some of the horrific allegations that were made, but she hadn't spoke out yet, okay? And to think that she was ready to swim in shark-infested waters to get out is huge. Scott Bailey with the $10 super chat says, Jason, I try to contribute on a monthly basis. Is it more beneficial to you if it's through chat or through GoFundMe? I want to contribute in a way that's most advantageous to you. So here's the deal. YouTube takes 30% of every single super chat. And that's fine, because I want YouTube to support me. I don't want to just be taken off. If you haven't seen Right Side Broadcasting, which isn't really even a broadcasting network, it simply just follows Trump around and puts out the rallies, and that's a good thing. I mean, I want uncensored bias. They turn away, they turn the volume down when they play a song that's copyrighted, etc. They were taken down with 0 strikes the other day. That's dangerous. I don't want that to happen to me, and I'm not saying I mean, they were getting way more super chats than me. But when you can take down basically an organization that's just following and making no commentary, which I like, it's dangerous. So I would say this. I want to grow on YouTube. I got nothing but love in my heart. I'm not calling out for hate. Obviously, everybody knows that. Smaller donations or whatever are great on this. Even big ones are great. They are advantageous. Monetarily, obviously, my GoFundMe, it only takes 3%. You know, I got to pay taxes on all this stuff, guys. That's also the truth of the matter. But I'm just trying to drive forward and make good content and talk about reality. Because, again, when you have rock stars who are all obvious sociopaths, have been proven time and time again, and they have a connection to this guy, and then we're reading about this, it's not just tabloid trash. You know, this is something that really matters. And, this is a different story we're going to go over later, not involving Epstein. It's actually a pretty, I mean, as feel-good as a story like that can be. So, again, when we're talking about what the media is doing, what are they hyping up? Courtney Love, sex with Prince Andrew. You know, or trying sex with Prince Andrew, right? All the tabloid stuff. When in reality, Prince Andrew, aside from all the sexual stuff, is the arms dealer for the United Kingdom, cutting deals with Saudi Arabia. Think how relevant that is today. And my videos on Saudi Arabia, what's going on in the oil fields, what's going on in Yemen. These are large-scale issues. And, you know, again, crickets, when Hank Harrison, the father, makes the claim that his daughter bragged to him of procuring girls and they were killing slaves in the desert. I don't know if it's true. I want to put that out there, but I'm reporting on everything that's out there. This isn't just like a message board or something. This is a guy who's spoken out against his daughter before. So guys, if you like this sort of thing, if you like it that I've been covering the Epstein case since the inception over years ago when I resurrected this channel. I mean, we're talking about 577 views on a video I did 5 months ago, letting you know he didn't have to register as a sex offender in 30 plus states because of the sweetheart deal they gave. And that stuff still isn't mainstream. It took a while for them to even admit he wasn't registered as a sex offender in New Mexico where he had that Zorro Ranch, where Bill Richardson, the governor, is now accused of being a pedophile. Okay? These are important things. So if you like this stuff, I'm doing it 3 to 7 times a day. We've put up over 500 videos since we started going live every single day. And it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you're new to this channel, thumbs it up, share it, join, subscribe, ring that bell, join the Burmese Brigade, and you just saw it. This is how I'm doing it, the GoFundMe. It's probably not going to reach the 5K mark. That's fine this month. I do them every single month. That's how I'm able to support my family. That's how I'm able to research this stuff. That's how I'm able to bring it to you guys, and hopefully you're sharing it out there every which way. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the flip side.